Really?
Hello. Okay, finally we got the things on the roll. Turns out there's going to be some changes in the horizon. First of all, we're going to start with a little bit of banter, as we'll get the business out of the way, and then we get the playing. First of all, turns out Zimmy is going to be offline for some time, not able to stream with us. So in the meanwhile, we're going to be having this dude here hosting us some temporary games. We'll see if he's better than I am, which is very likely.
Different. We'll go with different.
Well, but that is different, so yeah, not wrong. So yes, this is going to next week is still going to be Babylon 5 content, but it's the week after that we're going to be changing to me, Carlos, and John, and maybe some new guys. Don't know. Maybe we can find somebody to join us, and we'll play a game, some other game for the while being. But the Babylon project will continue as soon as Zimmy's back.
I'm moving to a new house, Frog, so that's why.
And it's not hospital.
No, it's not a hospital. I have my own little room to my own self, so we'll see how that works out.
Oh, but we'll miss the kids as much as we'll miss my screaming cat in the background going, meow, feed me, meow.
Yes, exactly. Such are the sacrifices we must make for him to move.
Well, we got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh, well, that's it for my side of announcements. Anyone else have anything to add?
Let's see, what's changed? No longer allowed out of the house. We're supposed to wear masks here in the U.S. now. Our president is still a dumbass who's...
Okay, so nothing important. Let's go to the game then.
Nothing important. Same as usual.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's go to online mode, and there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, last time we checked on our adventurers, they were on their way through the hyperspace route between Bataille and Minbar, headed for the closest possible location in the Minbari space, the Tarellan star system. Meanwhile, it turns out that a lot of the house Cortas has not taken well to the change in the family dynamics of late, and are plotting for a coup. Although that, they also found a new a new passenger in their ship, a stowaway, if you will, named Caliban. And there were some interesting notes being passed in the chat in the Discord chat between the sessions. We'll see if anyone picks up on those. And now to the thrilling conclusion of our previous episode. So, Mr. Let's start with Landis. What is Landis doing? Landis is being muted. So since Landis is muted, what about Noah?
What am I up to?
Yes.
Alright. Noah is being extra, making sure an extra presence around security now that he knows that people are upset. I'm especially making sure that Dujar is not being fucked with or getting too close, because I know that that's a big point of conflict of interest.
So
Conflict.
who can you spare for it?
What's that?
Who can you spare for it?
Oh. Miana. No, she's probably messing with her toys. Lando. Lanon. Definitely Lanon. Us big eyes.
So you assign Lennon to bodyguard duty. Or peacekeeping duty.
Yeah, peacekeeping duty.
Peacekeeping, not bodyguard. I see. Yes. Lennon Calrissian on the job. We still can't hear Mr. Cortas. Something is bugged up. Everyone else is coming through fine, so...
Yeah, I wonder what that's all about in pre-game chatter. You were pretty good. Hey, I think we heard something. Like a plug-unplug.
No.
No.
Nothing at that end. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of that. Meanwhile, what about Nevin? How is Nevin reacting to the latest development?
He is still trying to figure out why a ranger was in a coffin in a secret compartment on a pirate ship. There's a lot of things that just aren't adding up in his head. So, I mean, probably not. But, because, who said pirates were good at clerical work?
Yep.
He would probably start looking, in the computer databases to see if there was, like, any remnants of, this anywhere, secret file, all any of that jazz.
Yeah, well, regarding that, there's a small hiccup. You did exchange your computer systems.
Did we?
Yep. You have them in Barry systems in here, and the pirate systems in the other ship. You did swap those out.
I didn't swap those out.
Yeah, but your crew did.
I'm not an engineer.
Yeah. You're only engineer in real life, not in game. Oh, mechanic, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, other than that, he would just be making sure his Bakiri friend is, doing well with the transition of, losing a whole lot of time, unbeknownst to him.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. You're taking care of that. Turns out Landers is still struggling with the microphone setup. So, Lennon is set up for peacekeeping duty. What about Malone himself? What is he going to do?
I think him and I are on peacekeeping duty.
You're both.
Yeah, rolling around. Landis, maybe he wants to try rebooting the PC. I don't know. Okay.
Piss, can you hear me?
Hey,
now?
we can hear you now.
Mother frickin' mute button on my headset. I hit it. I didn't even notice.
Classic.
I checked everything else and I'm going, I can hear you guys. The headset's working. It's like the mic is not. That's fucking mine.
Been there, done
Explains
that.
everything.
Been there, done that. Have the stock in the t-shirt company.
Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry for my swearing there.
So,
Yeah.
Landis, how are you taking these signs of mutiny?
I am making a list, checking it twice, making sure who's not in nice. Sorry. I am going through everyone that I can think of in the family that is most likely. It is those 10 that are ex-military. I don't trust, but it's also who else that I, from like memory, who else is like the hangers on, who do they socialize with in the family that might be, because those are the guys that might have the technical experience to do what needs to be done, while the others, they're just going to be the plain muscle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know who's going to be the ones that are going to be the ones we're having to watch out for tech attacks, and who's going to be the ones that are going to be willing to stand up to, against not Pulse Rivals, against PPGs at their face. Who's the ones that have got. So I'm like trying to then cross reference the guys, any family members that are like Kuro Prido, or any sort of like fighting clubs or anything like that, or shooting clubs, so they might not be military, but they then at least would be got a handle on a handling of weapons of some kind, and be more comfortable with them.
The B Squad.
Yeah, that's. So that's who I'm going to be checking them, and then actually trying to see from surveillance if I can then see anything that would indicate that they are those kind of groups are trying to get together and organize, if I can. I know I've got about 100 bloody people to cross-check here.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while. And how long do you plan on using for that?
I am not going to probably be going stupidly in depth, so it's me probably trying to do it from memory, like what I know of family members. That I might be quickly asking Ariana just for a wee bit of memory if she remembers what, from.
So essentially, you're working on a 1d6 hour basis on this.
It's me coming up with a kind of preliminary list of who to be on the lookout for, and then see if I can get the system to start tracking those faces.
Alright. I will have you then roll education, because education seems to be something along the lines of memory in this game. And what's the skill for this? I would say investigate.
So investigate.
It takes you 1d6 hours to recall all this data. To recall the data and compile it. Yeah, 1d6 hours, because you're not checking up on anything, and it's over 100 people. So yeah.
Yeah. I would do the 1d6 right now. There. So it's me being very quick, maybe not taking the time. And investigate roll, you were saying.
Yep.
I'm guessing that's not going to be on my. Would that be on my social? Yeah.
That would be on your education.
Education, right.
Education is the memory thing.
Yeah. Damn.
That's good.
Almost maximum. Only thing you're missing is the Bane's worth.
Yeah. You wanted me to get that Bane's.
I admit nothing.
We know you, Wooster. And don't worry, I've been wishing the same if I was running the game.
So you compile a list of list of candidates, and it turns out there is exactly 3 people you would account for these sort of statistics. In your entire family, only 3 would be capable of this sort of scheming. Who are these people? How would you describe them? You consider that while Mr. Nevin,
Yes.
Well, you are taking some time to cool and think about things. Walking around the narrow corridors of the ship, familiarizing yourself with the place as it is. When you notice that Mr. Duja is being shoved around by a group of Centauri in a less than visible location. There seems to be two of the Centauri just pushing him back and forth between them, hurling insults.
I walk over there.
Yeah, well, they don't seem to pay any mind to that. Continuing to berate the poor non.
Is there a problem, gentlemen?
Yeah, we got a war criminal here.
Mr. Dugar is a part of this ship. I suggest you lay your hands off of him, or we will provide you with other less comfortable arrangements.
Yeah, as you're speaking, you notice that Dushar is about this close to getting violent, but he's still biting his tongue. And the Centauri are like, listen here, we don't have a problem with you people. We just have a problem with these people who want to war with us.
You people and these people. I will say this once. Please leave a member of our crew alone, or you will have to contend with me.
Okay, so that's a real threat. I would say that's persuade with intellect.
I mean, I don't threaten. I speak the truth.
If threats can be true, they are conditional statements.
That's a 12.
Wow. Fantastic.
He's just like cracked his neck bones as he said this. You know, he's just flexed himself.
No. He cracked his cranial bones as he said that. Well, yeah. The two Centauri, they glance at each other and spit on the floor and mutter something in response before turning to leave. Not daring to touch Dushar again.
I applaud your patience, Mr. Dugar. I don't think many would have stayed calm in that type of situation.
It does test my patience. But I have learned a lot from observing Master Cortas. Thank you for your aid.
No need. We are crew members.
If you excuse me, I do have more than a dozen appliances, more than a dozen systems expecting checkups. And he goes to pick up a pad from the floor, wiping spit from it with his sleeve, and checking up what needs to be done next.
All right. So as I'm walking, contemplating, because let's put problems on problems.
Mm-hmm.
I will notify Malone and Count Cortas. Probably not a count anymore. Yeah.
Well, he's traitor, not disnobled.
Yeah, you're right. He's still a count. I don't recognize his. Anyway, I let him know that about the situation with Dugar.
And I just realized, no, I'm just going. It's gonna get to the point either they're gonna hit someone or they're gonna rough them up. It's just a question of what happens first.
So what are we gonna do about this then? We could ask Dugar to stay, Dujar to just stay in his room or stay in the bridge, or
No, unlike half
the
of these,
problem's not his. The problem is your fucking shitty cousins.
I
yeah,
mean, the
and
problem is
these.
his culture.
No, the problem is my bloody half-wit nephews and no, not nephews, cousins there. Yes. We could try and see if we can restrict them to the areas that they're meant to be in, just purely the rooms that they're being assigned to, and the actual holding bay for the ones that are assigned there. No free movement.
I would suggest caution on that, being that you are now been labeled a traitor to your entire race, and the fact that you are taking a Narn side over your own people will probably not make you the most favorite to the number of Centauri who now outnumber us on this ship.
Niven's got a point. The thing that I overheard him saying was they thought we were gonna sell them or trade them up. The rumors being that we're gonna sell all your cousins to as slaves.
And as I said, they're half-wits. There's no slave market in Minbari space.
I guess they assume that they can't prove that we're actually going to Minbari space.
And half of them wouldn't be able to read an astrogation chart.
Listen, we only have one more week to go before we get there. Can't be that hard to keep them in line. Should we say something? Because if I start seeing this shit happen again, I'm gonna start throwing down.
I already put one up against the wall myself. And I think that's partly what's caused half of these situations. Don't do anything that puts Jujar's life at risk.
Why don't we ask what Dujar wants to do about this? We keep talking and trying to figure out what to do, and
I'm pretty sure he wants to bring violence on all of them on board, but he is remaining calm due to his relationship with Count Cortas here.
I've assembled a list. 3 names come to the top of my head there of people we have to worry about. 2 of them are ex-military.
which ones? Taurus and Quoro?
So Taras there, he's ex-ground forces. He's also Kuro Prido like myself, but he just used that as a method of
You got a little chat button there, Wooster.
to
What?
intimidate people.
Look at your OBS.
What's going on there? Ah, I can see. Yeah, they can see that. Ah, I forgot.
I'm pretty
Hey, sometimes.
I forgot the system doesn't still work. I tried reinstalling Zoom and it still just gives me a blank screen when I used it, so I have to use the entire screen. Fuck.
Alright. Please continue.
Yeah.
Les.
We then have Kiro. He's the next technician. He's the main pal of Taras. He's, if you think about Taras being the muscle, Kiro's there to provide the technical expertise. And the last one is Keon. Brother Kiro, but he was more of the dandy, but he's also the brains of the group. But he was never ex-military. He was too refined to do military service. And it was him I put up against the wall with my hand around his neck.
You alright? Want me to go crack their heads together? Keep them in line?
To be fair, if we can do a show enough tariffs getting put in place, the other two might actually. Generally, they don't do anything without tariffs to back them up.
Alright. So if push comes to shove, I take Tara's down. The other two ought to be... They can't stand without him. I got it.
Yes.
Tara's is the muscle.
Question: how easily concealable is the standard Centauri blade weapon?
Not
A
very.
Katari?
Yeah.
It's a short sword.
It's basically the blade is at least as long as a forearm.
So the question is, would we know if anybody had them on board, ready to, Julius Caesar you?
Well, they are hideable under the codes if they choose to. And you didn't run very detailed scan on what they brought on board because you were in a hurry to get everyone on board and leave, so they might have a abundance of weapons on them.
Yeah. That's what I would caution. Fact is, we don't know who's armed, how many. You push one, it might cause them to get agitated and...
You know what then? We do it my way. We go like we did back in Mars during the Martian riots.
The food riots.
Martial law. We go into martial law, lockdown, walking passages, and we use utmost violence to keep anybody checking our authority.
If history serves me correctly, there's still some bitterness about that.
Yeah? I ain't proud of the shit that I did. I don't want to do it again. But if these people start coming up, there's 100 of them and only 10 of us.
Yes, but if you instigate martial law, might give them more reason to rebel.
All right.
We have to get them to see that it's more inconvenient for them to try to follow these three than it is to just wait until we reach Minbari space.
It's just a shame we can't have them have accident in the airlock with them.
I would not approve of that.
Did I say that out loud? That's so impolitic of me. No, I'm just frustrated with them. Their family shouldn't have to do this.
Yeah, I mean, here we are going out of our way to rescue their asses, taking them from one place to another so they'd be safe. I mean, bunch of ungrateful jerks. I mean, it's all your fault still, but there's still a bunch of ungrateful jerks.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but I'm glad someone brought up that point.
And it's just, I'm guessing we're all on talking on communication screens. There's this, as I said, you just see Landis's one vid screen go dark.
All right. I'm gonna go continue politely do my show of force. Hey, how's Colin doing?
Well, the last time I checked on him, he was recuperating in the med bay from the long icing. But are you doing the show force or are you checking up on him?
I'm just asking Nevin, how's
You're
he
asking
doing?
me.
That's all.
He seems fine. A bit still a bit off due to the time change between when he closed his eyes and when he opened them, and all the strange faces and war. War is also yes.
At least he's doing all right. Let me know if he needs something. I'll probably go check up on him during one of my rounds.
If I can also make another recommendation, it
Yeah.
would put me at ease if we could have Dujar at least contact one of us once an hour just to let us know that he is okay.
Yeah. I guess he should be my first stop. I like that idea, Nevin. Thanks. Out.
We just got him back. I will not let Booster take him again.
So, Malone does his walking around, acting nice and tough and big and muscular, making sure to scowl every once in a while. But I intend to go, my first stop to go see Dujar.
Alright, well, to find the Dujar, you'll have to go through the, well, more likely you have to follow him as he goes from one place to another, but you do eventually catch him, and he's essentially just going through the ship with a tool belt on, stopping every now and then to check up on a system and build in a screw or something along those lines. So,
Hey, buddy. How you holding up?
better than this ship. She's old,
No.
she's seen a lot, and there's far too much work for just one man.
Yeah, well, we just gotta get it down to the next, we just gotta get it down to the Nambari space and everything will be good. But man, how are you doing?
I am this close on using the airlock.
Yeah, I feel ya. I'm there too. This is really fucked up. We just got you back. You've been through a bunch of shit. And here we are, being nice and grateful and rescuing Landis's external family. And well, listen, I don't want to tell you how to lead your life, but I'm worried about you. Obviously, people here are under tense times. Crowd 100 people in a ship that's really only supposed to meant to carry 60. Ex-war, people are gonna be stupid. Me and the boys would feel a little bit better if you check up with us at least once an hour to make sure that you're okay. Think you'd do that for us, Dujar?
If you ask for it, sir. But I can't do that while I sleep.
Yeah.
Not that I'm gonna get much sleep around here.
On that note, do you need an extra hand with these? I mean, I've got some engineering background. I know my way around a toolbox.
Well, yes, I could. But once you get down that road, there's nothing else you're going to be doing on this ship. I do believe this takes at least 2 engineers full time to keep it running. Not to mention repair work.
Yeah. Well, tell you what. For the time being, why don't you let me help you out?
Yeah, sure.
I've made my rounds and Lenon's taking the other run. Hey, Lenon, this is Malone. I'm gonna be helping Dujar a little bit with the engineering tasks. Stay in radio contact at least once an hour and let us know if you need any help. Although, you're a big bad dude. If you need any help, it'll definitely be bad. Over and out.
Well then, I do believe the supply was this way.
Lead on.
Tool belt. Maybe this will allow me to sleep during this voyage. There. So you are taken in on the mechanical team and put into mechanics duty. Unfortunately, while you had a good idea of tagging along with him, he insists that it's more efficient if you're not repairing the same system, as there's more systems to check than people needing checking them. He gives you a data pad and says, "You go that side, I go this side, and we'll meet on the other side." And
that sounds sufficient. That's fine.
But you are able to keep up you're able to keep up a tactical line open to him at all times, because of course you're going to need to ask questions as you are not as well versed with the ship functions and seas.
Do you use the Plano Swifter or do you use the Xenoflak for this?
Yeah, you can use either, but use the setting.
It's either, but for the first one,
Xenoflaxer, got it.
Xenoflaxer, have it on setting B. Else you burn it out.
But don't touch the flux capacitor.
Hold on, is that why we can only go at 87 miles per hour here?
88 miles.
No, it makes it go into time. We're not trying to do the time jumps. We're only going at 87.
I'll point taken.
That was still a good pull.
Well, right. Either way, you managed to sort out the engineering problem before it manifested. Damn. Because the ship requires a minimum of 2 engineers, 2 mechanics to be on duty. You only had 1 mechanic and 1 engineer. You actually require more engineers than you have at the moment to run the ship properly. But luckily, unless you're outside of combat, 1 engineer is enough to oversee the system.
Do we still have damn it, what was his name?
No, we fired him.
We fired him. He was creepy, right?
Yeah.
Shish kebab.
Shish kebab.
Yeah.
We literally had nowhere for him to go to eat anymore on this ship. I mean, it would have solved your family problem, probably.
Fuck.
I was actually thinking the same thing myself.
Aren't you regretting your choices now?
Yeah.
If you're not good, we're gonna feed you the shish kebab.
We are an equal opportunities employer.
Wow.
Yes. Cannibals are as required as the rest of us.
But they're not cannibals, they're carrion eaters.
Point taken. You're not the same species, so you can be eaten. Right. So, that's what he solves. That leaves us with several other problems to solve before we reach Midbar. And yes, you have the trio that you need to do something about. They are apparently gaining power as they're speaking to the other Centauri here. It's mainly the civilians. What is your plan on countering that, Mr. Cortas? Do you want to put them in the? Do you want to put them in one of the bricks and close the doors?
I mean, we can have some wall-to-wall counseling, as we said in the military.
Wall-to-wall counseling. Yeah, I got it now.
I'm guessing that's what you call putting them in the brig. Or...
No, that's beans.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
and don't do it again.
Yeah.
Got it, sir. Hold on.
Or just like and the police in the UK, they used to call it when back in the 80s when they used to be a lot tougher on criminals. They used to be, oh, you had a wee trip down the stairs in the station. You don't have any stairs. You still had a trip down the stairs.
It still surprises me how much of England is one floor. So the British Isles, how many places are just one floor buildings? You would think they, in a small crowded space, they would build upwards, but no.
A lot of it, there's like certain things like historic, you know, you don't want to obscure certain landmarks and all that sort of stuff. Like the same thing, if you go to like Washington DC, you can't actually build taller than the Washington Monument.
That's true.
Because it has the city codes are built so you can actually see it no matter where you are. It's the tallest building.
Interesting. I did not know that.
So basically, if you go onto the roof, you can always see it. That's why most buildings are only about 3 or 4 stories tall. So it can be taller.
The more you know.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, is this why in every movie, in every room, in every movie you go to Paris, there is always a window that shows the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, it's just to kind of sell it, but it's like if you look at it, it's like it's obvious with something. If you look into it, you know that in theory there's no way you could see it, but it's just to sell the idea. It's in
Establishing
Paris.
shot.
It's establishing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, every window shows the Eiffel Tower, no matter which way it's pointing.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the same thing here in Oregon. Portland, Oregon has Mount. There's a little mountain in the background, Mount Tabor, and it's in everything that we have. There's always a mountain in the background of all of our. There's a city with a mountain in the background, constantly. It's in everything.
I for some reason I can't imagine that because I've never seen a city with a mountain like that. I should visit after the corona.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. So yes. Next
So
time
you
on
got your list of
Sesame
3
Street.
dudes.
Sorry. Right. Joking aside. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. What was I going to do? Right.
We're gonna put them in the brig, is what you were gonna do.
Well, half of them are already at the brig. You can just lock that down and 60 people are no longer your problem.
Are the 3 of them actually in the brig or not?
At the present time, you don't know. You didn't actually like do like you go here, you just here's your ship, there's some space, go. There's our reserve. It was a hasty evacuation.
Oh, crap.
You know, it was
I know I actually said...
wasn't it Fear Giotto who or Fear
Malari now, technically.
didn't he Malari now technically didn't he assign everybody? Who cares? Who knows?
Yeah,
Who cares?
no.
Okay. So
That was an oversight on my part.
I guess we need to find your 3 cousins. And am I supposed to? I mean, are we like? What are we doing with them once we find them?
PPG blaster to the head.
I mean,
That's what the captain wants. That's what the captain gets. PPGs. Got
I
it.
feel like that's a drastic fix for a problem, but
Taris, I think it's one that you can't. If Taris decides his answer is no, you have to show him force. I don't.
Don't you Centauris have some? Is there no like Centauri duel of supremacy?
Yeah, the issue is it's a fight to the death. And only I would be the one that can challenge him because I'm the only one on the crew that's Curopredo, like Taris.
How about I just go kick his ass?
Actually,
I mean, listen, step number 1, find the 3 fools. Step number 2, bring them here. Well, knock some sense into them. Or put them in the brig. Or put them up against a wall with PPGs. Right? Step number 1, let's find them.
that is the main thing.
What do they look like?
Taris is probably the biggest of the lot. He's about a head taller. Kiro. Yeah, Kiro.
There's Kiro and Quoro.
No, so Taris. No, so Taris is Curopredo. That's where you're getting the Kuro from.
Oh.
Right. So it's Taris, Kiro, and Keo. So Keo, you're gonna recognize. He's a dandy. He's dyed his hair blonde. So you'll stand out in a crowd. Kiro, actually, yeah, Kiro and Keo, they're twins. But Kiro, no, he doesn't show.
So
off
one's dark hair and one's blonde on purpose. All right, and then Taris is the big guy.
Yeah, you'll spot Taris, and most likely Kiro's going to be more likely to hang around Taris. So if you see a small, nervous guy, that's probably him. It's Keon that's going to be doing the talking.
All right. Landers, you want to come with me, or you want to stay here or you want to stay at the bridge?
I'm coming with you.
Would you also like me to?
Yeah,
help
3
you?
sets of eyes. We'll spread out.
I mean, it's 3-on-3 anyway, so I mean that math adds up.
All right, I'll meet up. I'll meet up with you.
Are we to use force if necessary?
Just prepare. Have one on nearby just in case.
Last resort. These are civilians. Under our protection, we want to keep everybody alive.
It's fine.
But if they fall down a flight of stairs, they fall down a flight of stairs.
I've got punching daggers here somewhere. You don't even know that. Shh.
Yeah. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to hide a PPG, position it so it's hidden in my jacket, but I can then withdraw. But openly, I'm going to be carrying a Katari at my waist.
And I do not at all bother to hide the fact that I'm carrying a PPG.
I'm still here. I'll be.
All right, no worries.
It's fine.
I just got worried about the new screen, so. Oh,
My wife didn't want to be seen, so.
fair enough. Fair enough. I can totally understand the wife not wanting to be seen around you.
Yes. she only stays with me. She only stays with me for the kids.
I love you guys.
Oh.
That was a good one. That's so good.
If Sim hosts a game, I know who's getting killed first.
No.
It's like intro scene. Yeah, Worcester, do a dodge roll on triple disadvantage. Oh, you got a 1. No surprise. You're beheaded.
By what? A squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel with a dagger. I don't know.
What do I have?
No, nobody said a dagger.
The squirrel just not a not.
Just a bit the
Really
head off.
sharp claw.
Yeah.
I just realized I have a lot of weapons on me.
Yeah, this reminds me of RimWorld. But yes,
Alright, it's a show and force. Slow motion walking. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
cool guys. Don't look at explosions.
Yeah. Isn't this like when we all like put on shades at the same time? As
I literally was just looking for my shades.
Your prop department has failed you this evening.
I don't know where my I think my shades are in the other room.
You should fire your prop department.
Yeah.
I just read your comment, Wooster. That makes me sad.
Anyways, so you go ahead and have a locate the scoundrels. Well, you managed to spot all 3 of them at the same time.
Well, that was easy.
Yes, surprisingly so. They're having a card game with three other people in a one of the cargo bay. Well, the cargo bay has been sectioned with curtains. Some of them are actually sleeping quarters, and some of them are, being used for recreational activities. And they are sitting on top of crates and playing cards there, like some sort of thugs in a 1920s movie. And they proceed to raise their attention towards the suddenly appearing command crew. Well, if it isn't the illustrious Count Cortas! Now, what can we do to our dear and beloved cousin?
I asked the other 3 guys to leave nicely. Can you 3 please leave? The 3 who are not the 3 you want to talk to, the random 3.
No. Please stay. We have no secrets from our fellow cousins.
Oh.
We asked them to leave.
And
Politely.
And we asked them to stay. This you are making me feel threatened, sir.
Is that right? Is that right?
Are there something so secretive that we can't have our friends around for it? The way you're bringing this about is as if you're planning on using excessive force on
You
us.
can just shut up for a second.
I can, but I choose not to.
And that's always been your problem, hasn't it?
No, I wouldn't say a problem. I would say my greatest talent. Now, is there something we can do for you, Count Cortas?
What? You're talking about you're afraid that you're afraid of things that are going to happen and things can be openly talked about, but you seem to be having conversations about my management of the family, and you've not actually came to me to talk to me about it.
Why would you ever say something like that? I do nothing but trying to keep up the morale of the crew by extolling your virtues as a leader. All your excellent decisions in the leadership role, including your efficient management of the methane system, as I hear. Well, it has been exemplary.
Which is the guy that's talking right now?
Keon.
Keon. He seems to be the youngest of the six.
Uh-huh.
Now, would you three care to join the game? We do have quite nice stakes on the table.
And I just go, Keon, I know you play with loaded cards. I
Oh,
don't fall for that
The
trick. the second.
insinuation alone. It wounds me.
Keon, you've never given a crap what anyone ever thought about you. You only care about yourself.
How dare you say something like that about one of your own cousins? I might be insulted by that.
If you had any sense and shame to be insulted. But you're a bit shameless as a person, aren't you?
Now, did you come here to insult me all day long, or can we get back to our game?
It's simple, Keon. We
Yes, I don't expect anything more from you.
It's our character. This is technically Lise Majesté.
What?
He's insulted his liege lord. If you were to do this in medieval times to a king, that would get you beheaded.
Yes. But we are not in the medieval times, are we?
I just want to
So,
punch him.
I'm just wondering, what is Centauri views on such insolence?
Roll me education and diploma. Advocate. Advocate is the one I'm looking for.
Advocate.
Education
Right.
advocate.
I don't have it, so it'll be
I'm good at
just...
that.
Yeah, but you're not Centauri, so shut up.
I'm not.
So it'll be my education a -3 then.
Yep.
So I don't have it. Make sure I don't put down -30.
So you roll 8, and if you roll above it, you get to decide it, and if you roll under it, it's... Well, actually,
9.
before... you already rolled. No,
Yep.
damn it.
Oh,
I
double
should-
sixes.
Double sixes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ah, well, you get to decide what the law says on this matter. Use this power carefully, sir, because it can be used against you in a court of law.
I'm just gonna actually stay, in Centaurian going, are you sure? And as I going, are you sure you want to say that to a count who's your head of house?
You mean the one that has been denounced as a traitor by the Centaur?
It's not went through yet.
Oh, but it did 2 hours ago.
And it's like, how would you know that?
Because this is the time the Centaur goes to vote. And if there was any chance of vote going your way, we wouldn't be on this ship headed for Minbar, would we?
And let's put it this way. If it didn't, if I was there and it didn't go my way, do you think you would have survived?
Yes.
Or you, Taris? Or you, Kiro? Or would you survive by selling out every member of this family? And I turn to the other three. You remember what these three have done at other times, at other gatherings? They only care about themselves.
At least they haven't sold out our family to the nuns.
What are you talking about?
At that point, not Kiro, but the Tari stands up. The other three stand up as well. The two others, Kiro and Kion, look at each other and also stand up. Like, why else would we be running and be announced as traitors? Your decisions have led us to this pitiful state our family is in now, exiled.
Wait, hang on though. You just said that we're planning on selling you to the Narns? What the hell gave you that idea? What kind of nonsense has this idiot been filling your brains with? I mean, I'm sure people as smart as you guys do your own little research and just don't believe the first thing you're told, right? Selling you to the Narns? Fucking idiot.
Says the lackey. You're not even a Centauri. You've surrounded yourself with humans and Minbari and nuns. And you expect us to follow you after after our family being denounced as traitors? The only reason we are here is okay. At this point, Keon is take it down, Taris, take it down. No need. No. I'm sure these are just some heated. No. I've had it. I'm not going to hide it anymore. I can't stand you. I can't stand how you've how you've ruined this family. Only if your grandfather hadn't killed himself, we would have a proper family house now. I challenge you to a duel for the leadership of House Cortas. Right here, right now, in front of these witnesses.
Accepted.
Well, folks, there you have it. Stand back. Let these two have their space. If I see anybody interfering, you're gonna have me to contend with. Come on, clear it out.
And what the table that they're playing on, knock all the cards, coins, chess pieces on the floor.
Yeah. Taris takes out a Kutari. I was planning on doing it the old-fashioned style. Do you approve?
So, when he's saying the out of character, when he's saying the old-fashioned style, there.
To the death.
That's what I'm confirming. That is to the death. That's what I thought.
He's got this Nevin, but be on the lookout.
Yes, Taris, that is fine. To the death.
I'm prepared.
And it's at that I start taking off the jacket. I hand the PPG. Well, I don't physically show that. I take off the jacket, hide it so the PPG is still not shown. And take off my Tari. Yeah.
Well then, the traditional rules then. Roll initiative. Initiative gives bonus to attack, and then roll the attacks.
All right.
Oh boy.
There's my pen.
So the initiative.
That's one way of solving this problem.
So
I
what we're
love
saying
it.
is,
I love it.
at least one of these guys is going to die in the next 10 minutes.
I could not have given you military tic tacs for any of this.
Yeah, so you'd be
Wow.
complaining that your characters keep dying. Landis might catch up.
No. It's okay. Never mind, just kill them all. Like, just me and Carlos just clean up me and Malone just clean up the blood. Like,
Yeah.
I can fix it.
I think you might be winning the initiative, Worcester.
We shall see.
No, hide in the.
Yes, I'm winning the initiative. By some margin. So, as you two settle yourselves in the combat ring,
Yeah.
your swords drawn, the traditional greeting presented, and then the blades swing. So,
I'm guessing we then have no armor at all, so it's no damage reduction.
Would you?
Yeah, you
this
would have. We would have been prepped for everything.
Or would we have our clothes on still with the armor? That's what.
It depends on how visible do you want it to be on the matter of going there and beating them up. You didn't want to alarm the rest of them, so you hid your weapon so you wouldn't have the heavy armor, but cloth armor, that's okay.
Yep, that's what I'm wanting to clarify. So cloth armor is what, generally 8 at the top?
Yeah.
Is it 8? Yeah.
So how about we streamline a bit? We roll opposite attacks, and the difference is the damage.
Right, okay. So...
He gets a +6 from the initiative.
knock.
We don't...
Just give me a second, I'm just double checking something.
A whisper to Malone. You're like, do you think he prefers honor or living?
So my guitar roll... Oh, damn it. That was a 6 there.
So that's a difference of 9 points of damage.
Damn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that also, by the way, means that the armor there is gonna be... It's gonna be... you need more... You need 9 points of difference to get damage.
Yeah.
So...
It's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a while, so...
Oh no, so yeah, sorry. So it's 9 points, so 9, but then it's the 8 I've got, so it's only actually 1 there. I'm
Yeah.
forgetting I've got.
Should we, on the future attacks, should we just ignore the armor completely and assume since you both have equal armor?
Yeah.
Well-
This round, you just get the 1 damage because we didn't agree on this before, but the next round, do opposite attacks, and the winner gets to deal damage straight to the armor.
I think it's like the consideration, maybe we're so close that we know where the gaps are,
Yeah.
so we're like...
The
It's-
damage is going to be huge, though, isn't it?
Only if you get those huge stacking bonuses, so
Yeah.
that's pretty much the deal here.
Yeah, actual sword fights are nasty.
Yeah, especially when you're close and prepared like this. So, besides, there's gonna be a lot more jabs there than we roll for. We're just rolling for the ones that actually connect.
Yeah. Okay,
So this round you take the 1 point of damage. The first blood is on him.
yeah,
Oh, and off of you.
yeah.
But now,
Okay.
let's get serious. So the next
Nice.
initiative, and then the competing attacks. He rolls initiative of 11.
What the hell?
He gets +6 on his roll.
Again.
So, probably go attack.
$12.
Wow.
He
Beautiful.
rolls 18.
What?
You
No,
get a
wait.
plus whatever.
Sorry, that's actually 21. Oh, damn! He,
How is this guy?
the hell? It's just these initiative changes there. Stacks.
So that's 12 points of damage total so far.
Oh god. Alright, so that could only take. That could only have taken 5. Actually, that's 2. They're going to be taken down out.
So yeah, he's unconscious.
He's
Yeah.
down. See, this is exactly what I was telling you. Like, if we do that, that's what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Oh, it only hurt if it's a huge swing, like a 22 hit swing.
Yeah.
Yep, he managed to get the. He rolled 3 5s and 1 6 on those 2 rolls.
It's just those initiative. Because I did bloody good attacks. It's just the initiative rolls were shockingly bad.
Yep. Well,
So my character's down.
so your character is down. He's not dead yet, but he's down. What do the rest of you do?
I immediately stopped this fight.
Nice.
Huh?
How?
I will interpose myself between Landis, because see, I came fully armored because Nevin goes armored everywhere. He done seen some shit. I interpose myself in between Landis and, you know, the dumbass number 1.
Harris, yep.
Yep. And I say, the fight's over.
Out of the way, Minbari. It's not over until one of us is dead.
I said the fight is over.
Just snap his neck. If one of us is dead, it's over. He just gave the condition. Sorry. I'm gargling. No, I'm not saying anything.
You're on the ground, bleeding.
I'm
Yeah.
I also will step forward. You heard what he said. Step back.
Alright. Easy targets. The Keon is like holding onto his blade arm. Easy, let him go. But he accepted the challenge. He's die. No, you won, fair and square. Now let's step back.
I would like to remind you, even though you, quote unquote, may lead this household, you don't command this ship. And we're going to Minbari space where your rank means nothing. I would remember that.
I've got a Landis, and he's got a gaping wound in his chest, and I'm just holding it. Hang on, buddy. It's
Tell your captain to sign the paperwork at the earliest convenience.
I punch him in the face.
oh, I love it.
Just punch him in the face.
I love it.
I might bleed out here as you're saying this.
I
fight.
mean, I'm
saying.
going to take you to the doctor.
Thank you.
Okay.
But
Try
not
punching
before
first.
punching him.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Follow me attack.
Hold on. I don't. Yeah, I do have a thing.
Oh wait, actually initiative first. Let's see which one of you is faster.
He didn't catch him by surprise with that.
Probably
With
not.
the other guy, like, hold him off, don't do the thing.
Yeah, you
Nine.
caught him by surprise.
And unarmed melee. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that is a
You
horrible
managed to
roll.
miss. He gets a whiff of it at the last second and manages to move his face out of the way and he hits back.
Nice. Then I'm in.
He
Then
still
I'm
has
jumping
a
in this
sword.
fray too.
He has his sword still in hand and he's just he's stepping back and the hand holding him back stops it. Doesn't stop him and what's your athletics / melee unarmed? Rank.
What is What is my what now? My unarmed rank
Yeah.
is a 2.
Yeah, he's still hitting you. The blade. Yeah, that's your armor rating is what?
12.
Yeah, your armor stops the blade, but he did slash at it with a sword in anger. And the next round.
Oh,
I'm definitely jumping in on that, and I want to wrestle him at this point.
he still wants to do this.
He took a swipe at you, bro. I mean,
yeah, you're
everything's happening now.
You're right.
Everything is happening now.
I escalated.
You punch
this.
him, he swings at you. I fucking come back and I tackle his ass. What would you like me to do, Wooster?
I'm
I mean,
biased.
I would.
I'm just.
My
out of this
intent is,
conversation.
I want to jump in and wrestle this fool. I'm tackling him.
I guess you would have to roll initiative.
Yeah,
See where
initiatives for the
stack
next
up
round.
and where do you stack up? Oh,
All right.
are we all rolling?
Yeah, the
13.
situation changes
Holy
and the dynamic changes. So
Wow.
Double sixes.
You really want to do this?
Triple sixes.
yes, that's a 666.
That's 8 for me.
So then there's the others.
Oh, the others.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we're down one person.
so
Yeah.
the
Could have
6
been a
of
3
them.
versus 6.
Six versus 2.
Okay.
You really think they're gonna stand down while you try to dishonorably end this duel?
I just want to throw out that anything I do, I would like it to be. Well, I how can you non-lethal shoot somebody? It's fine.
Well, either way, the combat begins and the round order is this. Mallow. Then there is the
6 others.
Kiro. Then there is Kion and the
Taris.
Taris at the same time, and finally then there is Nevin, and finally the three extras.
Okay.
Right, so Malone. Okay, let's go this way. The 3 extras, being the last to act, are the first to announce what they're going to be doing. They are
Oh, we're
going to
doing this.
yeah. They're gonna come in and they're gonna join in the fray and try to sort of what's the thing? To beat you down. The 2 other Centauri are planning on getting out of it, like Kiro and Kion. They are not planning on getting into melee. What about Nevin? What is Nevin's plan here? I probably should have asked that before the other Centaurs, but well.
I'm probably going to. I feel like anything I break, I can fix. So, yep. I'm probably going to shoot somebody. No.
Yes, would be a good idea. This is
I'm gonna shoot
what's
somebody.
happening.
Yeah.
This is what's happening.
Yeah, I'm probably.
It
gonna
has
shoot
escalated.
Yep. I'm probably going to gauntlet laser somebody.
Mm-hmm. And then there is Malone. This is what's going to happen around you as you charge into the fray. Is this really what you want?
Yeah.
The first
I mean,
act, you can change what things happen.
I'm tackling Tarvis, the big guy with the sword, who
Yep.
challenged. That is the first thing that I am doing.
Fair enough. Roll me tackle.
Do I get a bonus in super bonuses since I got super awesomes?
Unfortunately, as this devolves into non-choreographed combat, and this is just the ye old grand melee. This is normal combat rolls.
13.
Oh God.
I did it again.
He wins
What?
by 1.
Okay.
If you had just shot him, you know.
You didn't roll double sixes there.
Yeah, you didn't.
He did.
You rolled a
No.
6.
6 and 3 is his roll. Your roll. His roll is double sixes plus his skill. So he has a skill of 2 in unarmed combat, but he wins.
Damn, you're rolling a +5 for your strength.
It's a strength plus skill there.
Yeah.
He has a pretty high skill in unarmed.
Yeah.
It's like he's
He
been
was the
training.
big. He's the big guy with the sword. You went up against the biggest guy with the sword. I mean, on one-on-one combat, what?
Yep, and he simply just tosses you aside and causes you the 1 point of damage from collision.
All right.
So lets you charge past him, and that's pretty much it. You run into some boxes and take 1 point of damage from the bashing. Bum.
All right.
He's not holding on to you. That's what I'm saying.
Turn on turn.
Turn on turn, and then it's the 2 Centauri who are just disengaging themselves from the melee combat. Like, we're not part of this. Like, hands up, and you in melee combat may choose to take attacks on them.
Say again now?
Those in melee can attempt to hit them. So that's you and Nevin.
They're backing off.
They're
I'm gonna
backing
let 'em
up.
back
Yeah,
off.
if they're backing up, not trying to
Hmm?
increase the tension, then
I'm not wasting my reaction on those
No.
fools.
Alright, then it's Nevin.
Shoot him good.
Big guy who causing all the commotion. I shoot him.
You shoot him. Okay.
Gauntlet laser. Just
Okay, fair enough. He attempts to parry.
okay.
You get a -2. -3 on your attack.
Why -3?
He has skill rank of 3.
Oh.
I usually have been doing it so that it's actually the difficulty to
Oh.
hit, but
I mean, that was a horrible roll anyway, but that
it's
was
like... Uh-oh.
I mean, that damage though.
Damage would have been nice, but...
Yeah.
I just got this image. He somehow misses, and there's like just a massive hole in the wall behind.
Yeah, you brought a gun to a sword fight.
Yeah. That is what you're supposed to do.
Okay, so it's the 3 others. Yeah. 2 of them go for Nevin and 1 of them goes for Malone.
Okay.
They are not armed, but they are wrangling. So,
Okay.
let's start with Malone. You get double wrangled, so they get... I'm just gonna lump them up into one roll with a boon. That's cool for
All
you?
right. That's fine with me. That simplifies. I got a 12.
You win by 1.
Oof. Knock their heads together. 1 damage each.
That functions. Yep.
So they're coming in like to tag team you, and you boom.
Yep. And then Nevin, unarmed, please.
Okay.
You're getting wrangled.
Oh man. now I'm rolling like complete ass.
Yeah.
Can Gauntlet Laser be disarmed? Yes, it can.
I mean, it's attached to my arm, so you would have to unfasten it and take it off.
That's a good point. So he's gonna take you into the lock hole instead. He's not doing any damage, he's just holding you still.
Okay.
He only win by 3, so he's not. It's the best wrangling roll today, but whatever.
You know what? I keep. What is this at? You know? Oh yeah, I got it. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so yeah, and that's this round done for. So the next round, Malone. You collided into some boxes. Oh wait.
Wait, I got 2 dudes on me.
Oh wait. The dudes are planning on wrangling you down. Then, what is Nevin planning on doing?
I'm currently grappled by this guy.
Yep.
Then I would try to
Unwrangle.
release myself.
Unwrangle. Okay,
Yep.
fair enough.
Is that a thing that could happen, or can you still shoot him with disadvantage, or how is it?
They are the combat code check. What about? Oh yeah, then it's the 2 other Centauri. They are gonna dig out guns, and somebody brought a gun into this fight, so they're gonna pick up their
Oh
own
man,
guns.
we're already 6-2, and they're bringing up guns.
You know,
You brought in their guns.
this is what I'm trying to figure out why no one checked these people for weapons when they came on the ship.
Please continue with your narration.
And then finally it is Harris who is planning on using his sword on the Minbari. And then it's Malone. Yeah, well, we skipped Terry's last round, by the way. Huh. Oh well, my bad. So Malone, this is the situation. Darius is planning on hitting the Minbari with a sword while he's being grappled. You are being assaulted by two grapplers who are planning on keeping you occupied, and the two are picking up guns but are not planning on shooting anything. More like in case there's more shooting going on.
Got it. So, it sounds to me the last thing that I heard was, if I start blasting, they start blasting.
Yep.
Alright. When I knock these 2 heads together, Terrace is my one and big concern, so my next move is still to go tackle him.
So you're gonna try to disengage from the 2 of them and get to Terrace? Or just focus on Terrace and ignore these 2?
Yeah, I got 2 of them on me, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta beat that. Well, let's attack the 2 that are on me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing that I can't even get to Terrace right now.
Mm. You could pull up a gun and shoot.
Let's take care of the guys that are on me.
Okay.
2-on-1, no big thing. I got this.
I am Malone, the master of wrangling.
Oh, you guys don't even know
Double headlock.
the mistake you've made. Come on, bring it.
Okay, so you roll wrangling with advantage against your wrangling.
Where am I? Mechanics. There it is. Melee, unarmed. 10.
They win by 5.
Yeah, because they have advantage.
They.
I don't like the setup too. That I can't do them individually.
Well, they are tag teaming. So.
Alright, so 5 damage on me then.
Yep, they push you around between themselves. You don't get the focus on either of them for too long.
Okay.
You got the better bonus, but they have the more manpower.
I'm not gonna win this if they keep rolling with advantage. I'm not gonna win this, straight up.
I never said this was gonna be a fair fight.
All right. I'm saying that for the audience's point of view.
Next prison break. Yes, this sounds. Okay. I do believe it's Taris next. So Taris, no, yeah, Taris is going for Nevin.
Yep.
Attempting to strike you while you're being grappled.
I bring it.
So you cannot dodge.
I bring it out. Who said I don't? I have not dodged yet in this game.
Unfortunately, since he did dodge last time, last time he didn't act. So, but you attacked. Yeah.
He parried.
He parried.
did
So he gets
parry.
-2. So he only hits with 11. So that means he gets +3 to damage. So yeah, your armor soaks though. He doesn't get a good strike, so next time he's gonna try and avoid the armor.
I just got this image. Everyone goes down, but it's just the two men Barry take the entire, it would just make like a Jet Li action film.
I need to channel the roles I got last week. I need to channel those.
Okay, so after Taris, it's the two Centauri who pull out guns and are unsure what to do, and then it's Nevin.
I'm grappled right now, right?
Yes.
I guess I will grapple back since he's gotten me.
Grapple.
11.
You win by a margin of 4.
Ooh,
So,
that's fantastic.
I'm going to inflict damage using a pistol or a small blade-sized weapon. So,
You're shooting him.
yep. Oh, I feel so bad. Yep. Got it. Laser.
So you're basically like, can I grapple them? You got the
Yep.
pistol there, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah,
So I do
this one is soaked by armor. It doesn't go through it, but go ahead.
I'm just gonna roll my thing. The damage is that.
Yeah, you just deal damage. You get the +4 from it, from the hit. You
I'm just gonna roll the thing for the damage, so I don't have to.
yeah.
So 14 plus 4, 18.
18 points of damage. That's 10 points through. And that was to your grappling companion. So ouch. Yeah. Whew. He is quite toasted by that. But he's still in the fight for now. And it's his turn next. So you have him grappled. He doesn't have any other options but to try and get himself to the control of the grapple to escape it. Or to kill you, whichever comes first. So grapple me back.
Grapple me back.
10.
It's a tie.
I don't know how ties work.
There's no progress.
It's just a tie.
There's no progress either way. So you're still locked in the
Tug of
grapple.
war.
Like, look at all this man sweat. Ah!
The camera's zooming in mad furiously. Special effects are good.
Oh, god damn it.
You just like see the both like close and like spitting at each other,
I keep forgetting to do my free, take a minor action. call Anon. That's what I wanted to do as my interaction.
That's exactly that's what's happening here.
Call in the fire, call in the
Like,
support.
Lanon, trouble! Get down
Actually,
here!
Landis. Oh, you're still down, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, you're unconscious.
I'm
He's unconscious.
unconscious.
You're pure up unconscious. All right.
I'm gargling. That's all. If there's a comm line, they're hearing gargling. That's all they're getting from me.
I need to stop escalating things.
But then it wouldn't be so
I'm surprised the other
fun.
guy was actually de-escalating. I'm like, all right, he's dead. He's de-escalating, and then you're like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, though. I also escalated towards the end.
So Malone, wrangle me.
Wrangling you.
Blink. Ties work by putting them around your neck.
12.
They win by 2.
I hope what? What now?
By 2.
They win you by 2. So
Gotcha.
they're gonna be inflicting damage on you. The 2 points.
Well, it's good.
So, minor action call for help was initiated by Nevin, and it takes some time for the help to arrive. The combat round is only 6 seconds. The travel time on the ship is
That's
much
fine.
longer than that.
They'll be hurt, so he can just quickly kill them all.
All 100 of the family
I
members.
mean, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Top of round.
top of the round. So the grunts still on planning on continuing their wrangling, except the one who is more interested in getting out of the fight at the moment. He seems heavily wounded. Nevin, your plan?
Probably going to continue on my course of action, as bad as it may be.
Keep on shooting.
Yeah.
Keep on shooting. Do.
Can I just choose to release him from a grapple if I feel like he's trying
Yeah,
to get rid
you can on your turn release a couple.
All right, so I would do that, and I would aim for one of the people who is on
Got the
Malone.
gun.
But they're not shooting us; they're just looking. So they're not an issue until they decide to get into this. So leave him alone, and I'm going after one of the 2 on Malone to get them off of him.
The one that's...
Yeah, trying to choke him out.
Okay. The 2 Centauri with the guns, they decide to leave.
Okay.
Their plan is to leave the scene.
They heard us calling for reinforcements, too. You can hear, shit, they called for reinforcements. Get out of here. I hope you don't mind, I added some flair.
Yeah. Taris, on the other hand, he's not planning on giving in. This is a solid fight. He's gonna win this one way or the other, and he's planning on getting on the couple actions, since that goes through your heavy mid-body armor.
I mean, I realized that we would probably have to kill him because this was not going to end. This is going to be ongoing. Kill Landis in his sleep, so one of them has to die. Okay.
Next is, I do believe, Malone.
Oh, Malone. Still 2 of them on me. Can I try to isolate one of them? Can I go and just try to go one-on-one with one of them? Specifically the guy that's holding me down, or...
No, they
Escape.
are a tag team still.
Alright.
You
My options are to try to evade them, to try to escape the grapple.
Yes. For escaping the couple, they don't get the boon. But if you want to control the couple, they get the boon.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Let's do that. I'm gonna try to escape the grapple. These 2 versus 1. With a 10.
Oh, right, I need to actually roll. You managed to escape the grapple.
Alright.
Blink.
That's my move. Bonus action. I'll take a few steps. Take 2 steps away from those 2 and more in line with Nevin and Tarvis.
Paris.
Taurus.
Blink, I think the shot you're talking about, if it's the first one, that completely missed the first David shot.
Yeah, the second shot hit and did quite considerable damage on the assailant, forcing him to actually try and disengage, but unfortunately Nevin has a hold on him.
Alright, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so it's Taris.
We're in a sticky situation.
Taris joins the wrangle with the other guy, and they are trying to. Well,
This guy's trying to run away. I'll let him go.
They can still come after me. I mean, all I did was just like separate and
Yeah.
move.
yep. So that's a tag team now. They both now work. Well, actually, the other one is trying to get going, so they
Wait.
don't get the tag team bonus. Never mind. So, wrangle me.
Me, right? Okay. 7. Bro's
wins.
going down.
He wins by 2, so he's doing you 2 points of damage. He
Okay.
just comes behind him.
Okay.
Stranglehold.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Now it's Nevin. You're strangleholded. So you wanna let go of the other and try to focus on this one.
I mean, yeah. Let go of this guy and
Go ahead.
It's almost like we're switching partners.
all this
6, 7, 8. What's your partner?
Tag, you're it.
all this, hugging going around, man.
It's more like we're, it's called punching and
Okay.
yeah. I guess we're hugging, man hugging.
I guess I will. I mean, I don't want to grapple him. Can I just shoot him in melee, or do I have to grapple him?
You are in a grapple. You need to get out of it first.
You can release the grapple first and then shoot.
No. He's
I'm
in
being
the
grappled.
grapple with Taris. Taris is controlling that grapple. He's controlling the grapple with the other Centauri.
Forget that, dude. It's me and Terrace now.
Yeah.
Yeah, never
Another 7.
raise him to
God dang it!
It's
Let's
what's
see
happening.
what Taris rolls. You actually win.
Yeah.
You win by 2.
Right, roll high. No.
All right.
it's
So.
grappling, so you...
Yep. No, I will. Can I? Can I? Well, you let me know if I can do this. If not, then I will do something totally different. I want to. No. Never mind. I just throw him 1D meters.
Okay.
$5 meters. Doing
That's
5
he hits a
damage.
wall.
5 damage. Well, plus 2, 7, right?
Yep.
And
That's impressive. He's a big guy.
I will. I've let this guy go, right? And I will. Can I sidestep? What the freaking?
Hmm?
I thought you were gonna shoot the dude after you.
Well,
Never
I
mind.
can't shoot now because I had to get off the grapple, so I couldn't shoot.
Gotcha.
You can aim them.
I can aim.
You can aim.
So I only get one minor action, right?
Yep.
Yep.
No, you get 3, but only 1 because you use your main action to
Yeah.
disengage.
Well, I had to.
Right.
Yes. Yep. I will aim my Ghana laser at Terran, and I said, "Stop, or we will kill you." And Minbaris don't lie.
Okay. Then it's the one guy who is just he's getting out of the fight. He's holding on to his guts, being burned by lasers, and then it's two guys that come after Malone to keep him occupied, and they
try it again.
they try it again.
Come on, Malone. Win this. Break their arms.
1 versus 2 is
It's
probably
hard.
that is a freaking 12.
You win by 2.
Yeah. This one, and when they tried it, and they both on top of me. And I snap them back, and I push them behind me again, and then they're unable to grab a hold of me.
So roll 1d6 and how far you would throw them. You have to divide this between the two of them.
Nice. Go you.
6, 3,
3 meters.
the maximum.
So it goes 3 points of damage to both of them. Whew. Okay, Nevin is off.
And the thing is back.
Yes. Ah!
That's my wife trying to be
He
funny.
She
finally
was
saw
lovely. Tell her she was lovely.
Lovely, yeah.
We have a lovely wife.
Yes, yes. Is she a model?
Model.
It's only a model.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right.
Yes. Blah, blah, blah.
The 2
Next
dudes
round.
came out to attack me. Top of the round then is me, I think.
Yeah. That was around is you. So the two dudes are still planning on wrangling you back. They've been tossed back, but they plan on getting back to it. But you are now completely free of melee for the time being. Taris has been tossed back as well. He's being aimed at by Nevin.
Definitely,
Yeah.
Wait.
But Nevin, what is Nevin planning on doing?
yeah. If he does not get grappled again, which seems to be the theme of the night, I'm going to take a minor action to take out my defense laser, and I'm going to
Dual wield.
do a wield and just shoot twice.
You're aiming at Taurus as opposed to Kiron, who's on top of you?
No.
There's nobody on me. There's nobody on me.
Nobody on him.
Yeah.
Kiron has left the building.
Yeah.
Oh, he ran away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the cowards. They rely on Taris as the muscle.
He's got thrown. This guy is shot to hell. I'm the only doctor, so they need my help. And yeah, so it's either I'm going to end this or they're going to cease and desist.
So
All right.
You're planning on shooting him twice.
Twice.
And Taris is planning on. Darius is planning on pulling out his own gun and shooting at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't die.
So, Malone.
Top of the round. We're finally free of grapple. Dudes from pulled out my PPG. Alright. We're still trying to keep you guys fools alive, but if you push us any further, there's gonna be dead bodies on the floor.
Intimidation for everybody to just put your hands up now, surrender, and we will let you live. This is your final warning. Don't try us.
Okay. That is definitely a persuasion check.
Can he use strength?
Yeah, he can.
All right.
Well, he's doing that from a position of strength. He's got a PPG pointed at him.
Plus, he defeated two on one, so.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Not fabulous, but not terrible either.
They actually are seizing. They're not doing anything. So even Taris' hand on pocket comes out without anything in it. The sword hand goes down. Nevin, since you're a player, you're not bound by these social roles.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay.
Don't try us.
That's dual wielding comes with a -2 on both attacks. Go.
Well, that happened. I'm not going to shoot.
He wanted you, though.
I know he did. And I probably would have killed him or come very, very close. So, I mean, I'm still going to take out my other gun just to show. So, I got a gun here, fence laser. I'm going to say, drop your weapons and get on your knees and put your hands behind your head. I will roll persuade if you would like me to.
Yes, I would like it.
Yeah, my intellect and my strength are exactly the same roll. Yay. Good thing I have persuade. 12.
Wow. With another 6.
So it's either you're strong, your intellect is as strong as your brawn.
Yeah.
So, the sword gets thrown on the ground. The other two Centauri didn't seem to even have weapons. But they get on their knees. But the new head of household of Cortas refuses to get on his knees. And he says, I will follow the commands, but I will not kneel before you.
Don't get me like that. You know what? I want to shoot him in the knee, but I'm not going to do it. Well, then I would say, well, be some use and grab your lackey. We're going to the med bay. You know, I will obviously tell Malone to watch him, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. And I will pick up Landis or, basically
Start treating them. You can start.
Get them both to med bay and start treating them. Well, actually, can I do first aid on them, on these two? Yeah.
Yes.
I will do first aid on Landis because he's the more critical patient. This guy is close to death, but not that close. Because I have to do it within like the first few minutes anyway.
I could start treating the other guy's wounds, but
I
we'll
mean,
see.
you could. All right.
It's a bloody plaster compared to me.
All right. I don't have my med.
The other one
kit,
has
so-
a flesh wound.
Okay. So that's a 12. So you get 4 points back to a stat. And
So-
that takes me 6 minutes to do that.
Yeah, their wound is deep. The wound is hard.
So how many points back? You said
4.
4. Right.
But that's enough to get you stable enough to get you to the med bay so
Exactly.
I can do medical things.
Yeah. Stabilized me at least. Yeah.
I wait a minute. Let me just double check something. I just want to be sure about this because I honestly do believe that you're going to need surgery
Yeah, I think so.
because
You're
you-
totes.
I just need to check. Were all 3 stats done or just the 2?
No, it was just the 2.
Okay, then you're fine. It has to be all 3 damage.
You're
Yeah.
fine. You're,
So you're
fine.
fine.
You're
So you
fine.
can
It's
you
just
can
a boo boo.
natural healing will take care of you.
You're fine.
It was
I just
just a
slap
boo
him.
boo.
I
It's
just
a
have
flesh
to-
wound.
Oh!
Just give him a band-aid. Just give
Are
him a
you-
band-aid and some Tylenol. He'll be...
Oh no!
I will call you Mr.
Is it-
Cortas. Are you fine? Are you okay now?
A lot harder than I remembered.
Alright, let's make our way to the med bay. Finish this up. Come on, you Tarvis. Taurus.
Well, but what I would like to do is, as soon as I get these 2 situated in medical, I would like to have me, Malone, and Lanon put this. I think I'm the shit, but really, I don't give a fuck because I'm not Centauri, and we're in almost an Minbari space into the brig with his co-conspirators until, because I mean,
So yeah, you can get him and the 3 other Centauri, yes, but the 2 conspirators that left have gone underground.
Sure they have.
it's a ship. Where
Yeah,
are we?
gone into hiding.
Yeah, one of them can't really go inside unless he re-dyes his hair.
I will do this. I will. Wait a minute. Who was the engineer?
Kiro, he's the tech.
He's the one who's in hiding, right?
Yep.
Kiro, they're
The brothers.
they're the brothers. So, Kiro's the older one, Keen's the youngest, but he's the flash. He's the dandy there. So he's the one that's got his hair dyed. So,
You know what? Then I would go in the rooms, whatever technological tech part things, whatever he has, computer, whatever, confiscate it, and I will lock down the kitchen where only staff can get into the kitchen. You gotta eat sometime.
You're gonna starve them to show themselves.
I mean, it's going to open when I cook to feed people, but they're going to have to show themselves if they want to eat food.
Okay. Smart thinking.
I would shut down the bathrooms, but that's inhumane.
Yeah.
We got 100 people on this ship. There's no way.
shut the bathroom down and put some laxative in the food.
And there is a bathroom in every cell. It's not fancy, but there is one. There's exactly 90 bathrooms in this ship.
I want to make... Well, yeah.
That's a lot of plumbing.
Yeah.
That is a lot of plumbing.
There's not a lot of plumbing. All it's gotta do
90
is dump it to
bathrooms,
space.
It's probably like 1 per cell, so it's less, and there's one per cabin, and you had cabins for 30 people, so yeah.
And it recycles itself into water.
So more like 40 toilets.
We shower in recycled poop water.
Urine, I know.
40 or 50, something along those lines. Anyway, a lot of toilets on the ship.
Yeah.
As soon as that's done, we get together. I would like to say that That went better and worse than I expected.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Nevin, you're a pretty damn good fighter. I never seen you once back up from a fight. Fantastic.
I believe our former count should require some training.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did get riled and tricked into taking on the big guy. How's he doing? Is he gonna make it?
He'll be fine. As long as no one tries to kill him in his sleep.
Alright. Well, thanks for the assist. You did fantastic back there. And nobody had to die. You got really close to this, but, alright. The other two got away, but don't worry, they can't hide very, very long.
It's all right. I locked down the kitchens, so they have to get hungry eventually.
Good, good, good.
So, Captain wakes up in about half an hour after the fight. And this message waiting for him. Actually, several messages.
Yeah.
One is from Kion, and the other is from Mr. Molari.
I'll look at the one from Keon first.
It says, despite the dishonorable actions of your crew members, we expect you to hold on to the terms of the duel and hand over the leadership of the house to Kiron, and not Kiron, Taris, and release him from the confinement your crew has placed upon him. At post haste.
Post haste. Oof.
And that's the end of the message.
I'm just gonna ignore that one. And what's the one from Mr. Malari?
Mr. Molari states that the ship's course has been changed.
And where's the ship going to?
Well, as far as he knows, the ship course has been changed towards Epsilon Eridani for some reason.
Epsilon there. Towards Babylon 5. Can we tell? I'm going to put out a message. Can we tell how the course is being put in?
The message doesn't state that.
I'm going to be sending like another message back.
Oh yeah. Well, Molari picks up immediately. Like, it shows that it's with your authorization that the course has been changed. According to these logs, it happened about 15 minutes ago. It's signed by Count Cortas.
And that's it. I'm in the currently indisposed due to circumstances. Bring it to attention of Malone and Nevin straight away.
Aye, sir. And he brings this to your. He calls you two in a group chat.
Yeah. While they're doing that, I'm gonna actually see if I can find, because the thing that had me more concerned during the fight was the fact that the story Keon's part and shot of your father grandfather committing suicide, I'm going to be trying to find any news or confirmation of that. That's what I'm doing. Because I knew that he didn't arrive, but I thought he was just he was going to actually be taking the chance of like representing the family instead, not
Well,
falling a sword.
well, you attach yourself to the internet of things, and you try to find out news about it. And yes, there's a news that on the home world, in the Cortas estate, the former head of house, Milo Cortas, and his son, with his wife, have taken themselves out with a poison drink, bringing honor into this honorable house.
So that's my. So, grandfather Milo's dead.
Your
My
father
brother
is dead.
is hero, and my mother is
Yes.
an oarsman. Bloody those. I stand up against what Reef fulfilled. I die, my family dies. I try to save them. People I want to save kill themselves. Oh, man, just reach out, turn off the monitor, and my head goes just into my hand. My head goes into my hands, and tears just go down my cheek. And as the sobs start to go, segue into these guys.
So, yeah, Mr. Malari calls you too. Well, the captain is indisposed, but yet I received orders to change. Well, not me, but the ship received orders to change course and has done that.
Well,
Yeah, no,
did we just
those
make a
are-
U-turn? Did we just make a U-turn in hyperspace?
Well, sort of.
More like a 90-degree.
Belay those orders. They obviously did not come from the captain.
Yeah, that's a bit late now. The course change has been done, and I have no idea where we are at the moment in hyperspace. We are no longer inside a beacon range, and wherever these people get their coordinates, I have no idea.
Will we be able to drop out of hyperspace, find our location, and head on back on our original route?
Yeah, I would not recommend that. I have hyperspace and normal space are not exactly aligned, so you can't just hop out, take your course, and pop in again. That's not how it works. You need a beacon.
Live dangerous, Malari. Live dangerously.
If we lose these, lose these coordinates, I'm not sure where we are going to go.
So these coordinates are taking us straight to Babylon 5.
That's what the computer says. Yes.
All right, Stanroy, let's meet up on the bridge. I'm heading over there now. We'll figure this out. And can we take like a 5-minute break?
Yep, this is an excellent position for the break. We'll be back at 20 past, and then we're gonna have the last 40 minutes of the game, hopefully uninterrupted. See you soon, guys.
Yep.
don't need a beacon if you can make your own jump point.
Yeah, which is we can. We
Yes,
have
yes,
jump
you
level.
do need a beacon because if you get
I'm just-
lost in hyperspace,
I'm reading what
Yeah.
the comments say.
That's
Chat.
why everybody else can just reach hyperspace, have
Yep.
a jump driving thingy.
Yeah, even military ships have gotten lost in hyperspace.
Yeah.
Because you get out. You might get out in the sun.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
If you don't know where you're jumping, you might just be in a planet. Or you just might be so deep in space between the thing and you jump back into hyperspace and you're lost again. And then you're lost further. And
I mean,
further and further.
that would just bring a new. We just have the Star Trek warrior, Jay.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to 9 years to get back.
With a crew of this composition.
Yeah. Hey man.
Well, it's technically the start of the start of Voyager.
But if you think about it, the actual command crew is actually the McKee in charge instead of the Starfleet crew in charge.
It's time to shit or get off the pot. That's all I'm saying.
I want to shit.
But yes, you gather up on the bridge. Yes, you determine that there has been a course correction and the ship has been autopiloted to a new course.
Alright, step number 1. What the fuck? Who gave that order? How did that happen? Who's got Landis's codes to even do that?
Yeah.
Can I reverse hack it?
Yes, you can attempt it. Yes.
I will try. That's all I can do in life is try.
My suspicion is Kiro.
Intellect. 10.
Yeah, you do spot the traces of outside communication and fabricated command authorities that have been accepted by the computer.
Does it say where it came from?
Well, it seems to be through the Minbari mainframe.
Okay, Kiro's. I'm guessing he's an answer.
Oh, you're out of this. Shut up. You're not even in here. You're.
Oh
you're,
yeah, I'm still crying. Sorry, ignore it.
You are this deep in your bottle of Bribari.
Yeah, no.
Well, you're still
I've left the bottle.
Sick
Sorry,
bay.
I've not even started touching it. I'm just still tears going. Sorry, I got
sorry.
notes with the mystery. Sorry.
And this command came from inside the ship, or did it come from outside of the ship?
Inside, as far as you can tell. You lose the track as soon as it gets to the Minbari mainframe. Despite you being more proficient with it, it seems like whoever was using it was also more proficient with the Minbari systems. Because the tracks into there.
So it's one of two people.
Are you sharing this? What'd you find there, Nevin?
Strange, but it seems like we were hacked through the Minbari mainframe.
What? That doesn't make sense. The only person that'd be able to do that'd be a Minbari, and that's you or
Lanan? No, Lanan did not do this. I have a suspicion. It's one of two. I'm going to go either
investigate further.
Disprove this idea, or prove that it is in fact true. And I go talk to our new Brakiri friend.
You mean we let
Kalawan.
come?
Well, since the med bay is full, Calavan has been reassigned to new quarters, which is on the cargo bay in one of the curtained areas. where he is sitting in a meditation stance.
His name Calavan.
Yes,
Calavan, may I ask you a question?
you may.
Did you hack our ship and turn the ship around?
I did not.
I don't know. What is an insight check?
Deception.
Do I have? I don't have deception. Do I have deception? I don't think I do.
Yeah, you're too honest.
Yep. I don't lie.
I think it's also the word that you've used. Did you turn the ship around? Well, technically, it's not being turned around. It's not like it's going back to Centauri Prime.
You're right. You know, you're right.
Could have told the truth with
You're
that.
right. You're right. He technically did not lie. It's a
He did not lie.
He did not lie. All right. Can I rephrase this? Did you hack the ship?
I did not.
Do you have any reason to go to Babylon 5?
I do not.
Well, that is where we're headed.
It is a shame, but one must deal with what one has. Is there a possibility to turn the ship back towards Minbar?
I have been told it is not.
I am late by quite a significant margin to begin with. I do not think my information gets any better with age either way.
How long has he been asleep again?
A year and a half at least.
So
What information does he have?
So the question is, as far as okay, so because my timelines are not good, I'm never good with timelines, especially TV shows. Who was in charge of Babylon 5 when he went into Sleepy Time?
Would be
It was still Sinclair.
Commander Sinclair.
Sinclair was still the captain. So technically, he doesn't know that Delenn is a half human, half Minbari hybrid. Doesn't know that yet.
Nope.
Oh God! Why do I have to be the people to break?
These are your people.
Because you have the best reactions. Where there's panties in Carlos's hands. They were pink and sort of triangular, so I made.
I could see why they're confused, but no, it's just
Panic rag, right?
it's a rag, so that it's a terry cloth. It's sorry, my bad. I'm
for the COVID-19, I see.
yeah. They're not panties.
I'm not sure if I'm disappointed.
I would not be that guy that just, hey, look what I have here.
just wrapping around a pair of lace panties around his mouth.
Wow. Please, let's continue with the game now. Before
Then
it's all red.
I would say, are you acquainted with Satai Delenn?
Satai.
Isn't that's what she's called?
Oh, I have not been addressed by Great Council before.
Well, I'm assuming you would want to talk to. She is currently an ambassador on Babylon 5.
A Satai, an ambassador?
That's another story for another time. But she has recently undergone a transformation.
I see.
She resembles a human Minbari, if that makes any sense to you.
Like, started wearing a wig or something?
No, she actually has hair.
How does that even work?
I don't know. It is apparently above my pay grade, as Malone likes to say sometimes.
And Malone was the Centauri?
Human. No, Malone was the human.
Yes.
but just be aware that things have somewhat drastically changed since you've been away.
Sounds like it. One would expect such things at this age. Things were happening quickly. Well, thank you for the warning. I will take this into consideration.
I can't remember because Malone showed us the video that his son sent him, right?
Yeah. I showed you, and I showed I didn't show to this dude though.
And then I will say also, I tell him about that whole thing.
Please tell me again because I missed it.
The whole the videos of the shadows and all that stuff. I tell him all that.
He looks at the video above the shadows and goes, well, now my information is too late.
Yes.
Well, seems like the cat is out of the bag, as the humans like to say. Though I have never figured out what is a cat.
I believe it's an earth
Some sort of bird.
pet. I can't really say.
Well, well, this is distressing news indeed. You say you've been hacked.
Yes. Apparently, somebody who can access Minbari systems has turned the ship around towards Babylon 5.
Interesting. Do you mind if I take a look at those systems?
Please. And I take him to the nearest computer that he can look at this at.
Ooh, how about just come straight up at the bridge?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, just
He might not want to tell you guys some things. I don't want to put that on him. I don't like giving up people's business unless I absolutely have to.
So, he brings a new face into the bridge.
Oh hey, Kalawan. How you feeling? Come on in.
Thank you. Nevin tells me you
Nevin?
are... Do you have issues with hackers?
Yes, well, we've definitely been hacked. Our destination has been changed. Nevin was literally just gonna go investigate. I guess he must have asked you. Nevin, hi.
Yes, he did lay the accusation of my participation on the table.
So then, should we ask Lennon then?
I doubt Lannon has the sufficient skills for that. As great of a warrior he is, the computer systems are not their strong suit.
Nevin, is he gonna check our systems as well?
That is the plan. Seems he might be more proficient than I am.
Unless you have an issue with it.
No. I know Minbaris can't lie, right? So if you say you didn't do it,
Well,
have at it.
I am a Brakiri. I can lie as much as I want.
But I do not detect any falsehood from anything he said.
I will.
That's what I meant.
I will take
Please
it.
go ahead. Go ahead. Here's what we got. Take a look.
I watch him intently.
You do realize that is quite unnerving.
Yes, I like to make sure that to see what I missed.
It seems like there has been a detection of some sort of a message by the sensor system. It has been rerouted through several subsystems to your navigation controls. And you've been directed from there on the ones here.
Yeah, we gotta figure out the why, but not the. I mean, the how, but not the why. Or who.
The message came from outside the ship.
Oh, well.
Well. So we got hacked from outside. And it stopped at the Nimbari system. Would would they have any reason to reroute us?
I mean,
No, they
Okay.
don't, but I do. You hear from behind you.
I don't
Who
know.
is it?
I don't know.
Mystery!
That's Kane.
I'm the Techno Mage.
That's the techno mage.
Bloody blinking got it before.
Blink
You
cut.
did!
I look at this person and I just kind of says, "Who is this?"
Oh, I'm an old friend of Lannon. Don't mind me.
That's putting that mildly.
I find that very unlikely.
Oh, what are you doing here? How?
Oh, I
Why?
noticed you at deep hyperspace, but I do require your assistance. I'm terribly sorry about the timing. It seems that one of my brethren has been left behind in the rush to evacuate before the Great War, and I was sent to find him. Unfortunately, he seems to be hiding from me. I'm going to need somebody outside to deal with it. Somebody he won't suspect. So that falls upon you. Though I do fancy the new ship. Quite spacious in comparison. Faster too.
Yeah, but it's quite full at the moment. This
Yes. Well, I suppose you can get rid of these. Do you want me to use the airlock?
No. Kane, this is Kalawan and Nevin and well, you've met Fraser before.
Greetings, pilot.
This is Kane, the technomancer I told you about. He did a thing with my head, and now I don't. I've got my memories back, and Talia the ghost is gone, and
Ah,
And then your system, yes.
the nanny bots. They've worked out really good.
nanobots. But yes.
Yes.
I would like
Yes.
to the Brotherhood prefers to call it magic.
I'm sorry. Introductions again.
I'm confused, but why would we assist this person find his wayward brother when we have other pressing things to do?
Oh, well, I do suppose there needs to be some sort of an incentive to help you. Well, what would you like? I didn't come prepared for this eventuality. There must be something I can do for you. I just can't pull it on top of my head. Do you have anything you want?
Well, we're kind of in a. Yeah, we need a.
I want magic powers. I'm just kidding. I don't say that.
We're gonna hack in people the 5E magic rule set.
Never say the what. Yeah. Give me 1 second here, Kane. Landis, do you copy? Are you up?
Yes, what is it?
We've got a bit of a situation here at the bridge. Kane, the technomancer, he's back.
Give me a moment. And eventually Landis will walk in and you can see that the shirt is not tucked in, the jacket is not fastened up, the fan is in massive
Technomate.
disarray. They always say techno mages either turn up to proclaim great fortune or great tragedy. I'm guessing it's great tragedy for me. You're here to proclaim.
Oh, I do believe I'm quite late for that.
Yes.
But I was hoping to help you get on your feet. By offering you some mission first.
Explain to me how me helping you helps me, and I might consider it.
Oh,
He's asking to solve some of our problems.
yes. My presence here is short-lived. All I need to do is find one of my brethren and be on my way out again. But if there's something I can do in return for that favor,
Question to the group:
Yes.
Is there? I mean, I feel like we should ask him if he can teleport some pains in our asses away, or can he wipe their memories? Like this should never happen.
Or can we win that vote? Or any of these situations?
The
We
vote's
have-
already happened, so it's too
yeah,
late.
yeah. Technically true.
But we can
But yes,
like, wipe the memories of that situation ever happening from their head.
that's actually a Landis want. Possibly.
I mean,
No,
that's what the thing is.
my potential, it just comes in it. I don't think you can bring my grandfather back, or my mother, or my father. Can you?
depends on how long they are dead.
Wait, what?
Huh?
There's a limit. I do believe they call it the soul, only remains for so long inside a dead husk. Afterwards, if not reclaimed by the soul hunters, the body is useless, even when regenerated. Though if they were reclaimed by the soul hunters, then perhaps I could build them new bodies.
I don't see that happening. People know about soul hunters.
We don't like them either.
Not many, too, but they do serve a purpose.
Yes. Now, even if I was to bring them back, see what I've done is just a betrayal of their wishes.
But yes, if you do have someone recently deceased, I could offer you some, a vial of nanobots that will repair the tissues and regenerate the body to rehost the soul once more.
The body is not with us. The bodies aren't with us.
Yeah, well, that's something I can offer as a reward for finding my brethren for me.
Nevin, from whatever I heard, this guy's word is true. Whatever we do them favor, whatever we want, comes back and no strings attached.
I feel like there's always strings attached, as you have so eloquently put it.
Well, his brain is working as agreed upon, is it not?
Yes, but what happens later?
He dies of old age, I suppose.
Alright, Kane. Don't butter me up. Just cut to the chase. How do we get to this guy? Do you want us to kidnap him? Bring him back in a friendly way, I hope?
I
Maybe he's in a spot of trouble.
would hope that you would convince him to come with me. Not that you have the power to force him to do it either.
So how are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do to get him to come home then?
Well, use your natural charms. He will not talk to me. He knows who I am.
So we're supposed to convince someone who is as powerful as you are, or at least close, and convince them to just come back home.
Yes.
Again,
Okay. What else can you tell us? Do you know where he's at? How do we even get to him?
Thank you for agreeing. You're already on course for Babylon 5. You should find him there.
Okay. We're on our way towards Babylon 5. What's his name?
Galen.
Galen.
How do you spell that? Galen, is it?
Yes. Galen.
so we find Galen and you fulfill a wish for
Nice.
us.
It's a minor task, but it's a single wish I can fulfill for you.
All right.
It's a few days delay for you, but it should not inconvenience you utterly.
In the meantime, we do have this major inconvenience of the population of the Centauris. Which, I suppose, could just go live in Babylon 5. Well, that's something to deal with afterward. Alright. We're gonna go to Babylon 5, we're gonna find Galen, we're gonna convince him to come home. One last question. Why can't you do this?
Because he will not talk with me. No, I
but you-
attempted a few times, but no. He has the sufficient
maybe-
power to keep me out. But he will not use it against you normals.
Okay.
Not unless you unduly require it. So tread carefully.
How do
No.
we contact you?
Don't worry about it. Just come back to your ship and just beam a message somewhere into space. I'll find it. And his image just shimmers out. You didn't even realize it was a hologram until now.
Well, it looks like our next course of action is planned out for us. Landis, are you doing all right?
No.
Yeah. It's been one of those days. Here, since we're all here, do you want to talk about it?
No. I'll be in my quarters. And he just goes and leaves the room.
And this is where we end the session this week. We'll start next week at the arrival to Babylon 5. So, let's go to Banter Boat. Blinky, good guess.
No,
Dang.
I tried to.
That's twice. By the way, that's twice in a row. You're MVP now. Twice in a row.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
No, I just failed to get stabbed. That's all.
That's all it takes. We have a really low bar for MVP.
Yeah.
It's like, I have just got super armor. I can absorb everything. I'm Robocop.
I fight the standard fight, not some fancy duels.
Holy shit.
Yeah, if I actually, just out of curiosity, Tyrus there, what was his blade skill? So if I did the standard 5, it would have probably worked. I would have had about the same chance potentially. He'd be just rolling whatever he has
Yeah.
modifier for his.
We
strength.
roll. I mean, the rolls were like, well, my rolls were like either really bad or good.
It was like my blade skill rolls were okay. It was just those fucking initiative rolls were killed me.
The second I heard like we're changing up the rules, I'm like, no, probably not a good idea.
Yeah, probably could go that on. Just wanted to make more streamlined and more duel-like than, hey, you stab, you take 1 point of damage. Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, that battle would have taken forever.
Yeah,
Still.
that would have taken forever.
It would have, yeah.
yeah.
It was a very nicely matched.
It's also that also screwed Landis over,
Yeah.
but it could have gone the other way too. It was a close tie. I gave him a fair opponent with similar stats, but he got really lucky with the dice.
And also, I don't know that the best plan would have been to go one-on-one on that guy for like to the mission.
I think it would have been the only thing because they're claiming I'm unhonorable. If I do it, I win. They might back down. It also removes the strongest guy.
In my brain, yeah.
If I back down, it would give them justification to do a coup or a mutiny.
Right.
I mean, it was a bad situation no matter what. No, I mean, Worcester did fantastic. By the way, I hated that guy. Fantastic. I hated that guy. Yeah, we hate that fool.
Yep. We're putting Landis in the gym. We'll get you back. We're getting you back into military form.
Get you 7 more points of strength alone.
I actually also did enjoy the 2 versus Malone because that actually evened it out, put it a very, very fair. That was fantastic. Even though Carlos was the player in me was like, "Grr!" But the DM in me is like, that's perfect. That's like a perfectly good move.
Because this is the thing. If you look at one of the issues with a lot of films, is like you see like one person against many. It's like the rubber banding, you know, and it's like no, either multiple are going to attack, and they'll just the guys that are if they're not coordinated, they will cause more issues for themselves, or they do coordinate and they make issues for the sole person, you know.
A couple of questions. Yeah, no, I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Really, Frog? Really? He's
Next
alive.
time you'll have to convince the family not to leave with the new count. Yeah.
Oh, they can fuck themselves.
Does Landis appreciate the
bitches.
dishonor of not dying that Malone and Nevin bought him? Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
And I think this is what
Oof.
you know. While hold on, him are trying to find Galen. I'm probably going to be drinking the bottle. I'll probably just get a bottle of whiskey to actually simulate this. I'll drive my sorrows away and I'll just act out the PTSD for you guys.
Oh God! You know, if I knew that would be your reaction, I would have just let him finish it. If that's what you really wanted it, next time I won't. Next time I won't ever interrupt any of your duels. Just let it happen.
Just let it happen. Yeah.
What? I love whiny, melancholy, downer Landis. That's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's if when I'm always excited, you're just going with right. He's just too happy. It's gonna go down somewhere. How is it gonna go down and affect us?
Who's gonna die?
Yeah.
Brooding Landis, that's correct. Yeah.
I have to
Brooding
get my
Landis.
hair right. Yes, I need my hair longer for this. The fan's not fully up. It's just all the way down, covering my eyes. I'm totally went emo Centauri.
Emo Centauri.
Don't be sad.
I don't know. I was kind of looking forward to a 3 versus 3 fight.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
I mean,
It ended up being a 2 versus 6 fight, so.
but we're still alive.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
We failed
I
forward.
did have planned a couple of saving graces there, but you didn't end up needing them.
You just imagine if it went the wrong way, it was 100 against 10. We would have had to just open the airlock.
And go with them.
Hey, like I said, it all turned around when someone took a shot to the chest. I'm like, okay, it's coming back. Let's go.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. That was, by the way, that was really cool. I was quite a fan of that whole escalation in that. I really, really hated the fact that I tell him, like, hey, you three, you should get out of here. And he's like, no, stay. You guys stay. I'm like, oh, ooh, I hate that.
It's like, why should they leave? This is a family matter and you're part of the family.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm surprised he just didn't go, right, everyone, open up your curtains, watch this, and like invited dirty cousins to watch.
I should have done that. Too late now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did consider the people on the other side of the curtains coming in and involving themselves in the fight, but you did not run out the clock.
Yeah.
There was a time limit. Well, anyway. Next week, last episode of Babylon 5, and then we're gonna have about 6 to 8 week hiatus. Not hiatus, but hiatus for the Babylon project, and we're gonna be playing the Colors project instead.
Yeah. Do we know what game yet?
Yeah, let's go with just the standard, so that I'll be able to do it right on the fly. Everybody can pick up with the D&D 5e.
Okay.
D&D 5e. Oh, damn! I need to read up on that.
Have you never played that?
Like years ago when it was still in beta.
Oh.
That's
Well, there you go.
Except for I do have D&D Beyond, the Dungeons Master, whatever. So if you guys need that stuff, you can have the books.
Oh yeah, you are right, folks. I did lie. I have played 5e short campaign last year. Oh, the year before that. Oh, it was the year before that because it was before I started this stream.
Oh.
Yeah, so very little. I have very little understanding of the system, but I suppose it's simple.
I mean, yep.
I played Advanced Dungeons and Dragons back in the 70s and 80s. Ooh, that's nice. I played Advanced Dungeons and Dragons in the 90s.
Yeah, Thaco.
Oh, the year-old Thaco.
The hit armor count 0.
Not me. I'm a newbie. I'm completely new to this stuff.
Basically, it worked out that negative damage was good.
The negative armor is good.
Oh, negative armor, yeah.
Negative damage was never a thing.
No, yeah, sorry. It's negative. Sorry. That's not correct. Yeah, it's negative armor.
Yeah, it was a weird, like, you counted negatives a lot in that game. Which was like, why?
AC 10 is skin. That's interesting.
Yeah, AC 10 is skin. And then you started going downwards, like, chainmail was AC 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, IC2 was super plate armor. AC0, you would get into that. Okay. Perhaps we're babbling too much. I do actually have Advanced Dungeons and Dragons somewhere.
If you ever play like Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale, it uses Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It just dice rolls it. Yeah. But
So
if you
wow. It's mirrored. Let me see if I can unmirror it.
Yes, you can in some settings.
Yeah. There we go. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Got the original notes with it as well.
Nice.
Yeah. You can easily. Is that in Finnish or in English?
Oh, in English.
This is the thing. So, just out of curiosity, I know there are certain games that do get produced in like Scandinavia and all that, but do you actually get
translations?
Like any game? Well, I know there's a few Scandinavian companies, but I think they're Norwegian based.
We do have even Finnish makers of role-playing games. I actually used to work for one of them.
All right.
But this art that comes with it, this is
wow.
amazing. The
That's
art
beautiful.
in this book is something, but it's also very, very used book. It has not. The test of time has check out this art. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
When was this one actually printed? Is this older than I am?
That's a question.
As you can see, my 5 edition is getting dog-eared.
Yeah. Let's see. Forward is 1989, but doesn't say anything about the print. 89. The only year markings on this is from the year 89, so must be that one.
It's as old as me, then.
Yeah, well, I'm older than this book. Not by a lot. I could not have read this when it came out.
Trying to think, what versions have I played? I've played a wee bit of 4th, I played 5th a lot. The only advanced I've played is from like stuff like Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate, because they went away from THAC, because when they went to version 3 they got rid of THAC, didn't they? And that's when they brought in armor class like we know it as now.
Yeah, the third edition brought in the good armor class. I remember our gaming group going like, hey, the third edition is out. They have this thing called positive number accounting. What?
It actually makes... Don't get me wrong, the FACO, it does work when you get used to it, but you have to get people...
The original... The indoctrination to use it is like...
Yeah, that's it. Well, everyone can understand the concept of positive counting for armor, you know?
Yeah.
You just have to roll over it.
Yes, I do not remember how the THACO thing works anymore, but I guess I could get back to it, but I don't want to.
Yeah, basically, the only time when I redo THACO is it's when I'm like installing like Baldur's Gate or Icewind Dale, and I reread it so I actually know what bloody armor to install.
Yeah, it's like install the armor that gives you less armor class.
Yeah,
I just looked it up, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, the logic behind that is like, how did anyone come up with it?
You know, that's the one thing, because I imagine
how the hell it became
math. I'm like, 22.
It's like how D&D became. It's like if any other game was out before D&D, D&D would never have become the thing it was.
Well, it's all of this is based off of the original from 1920.
Chainmail.
What? No. Well, no. Even Chainmail was based off of a different one. Was based off of the 1920s war games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing where you
it's
put like
probably
little
a-
figurines everywhere, and then you throw a little cannon,
Yeah.
and it shoots at them.
Yeah, but the issue with like chainmail and like war games, a lot of that was based on big armies. The change that they did with D&D was to bring it, instead of you having the war band, you were just the the
The
leader.
heroes of it. Right.
Yeah.
They said, look, instead of it being like this platoon, let's just name the people. Who are they? Oh, it's
Yeah.
a colonel and a dude. And
That's what made it interesting. Instead of you as a player, running the A team, you actually all of you played as members of the A team, and that's what was revolutionary about it for the time.
Yep. Well, anywho, at
Maybe
best
that
is just let's figure out a way to. What was the question? Oh yeah, they're talking in the chat. Those books are old.
Yep. Well, anyway, we're probably gonna have to hold a character creation session to Maloon's game some point. No.
Yep.
Carlos's
Sure.
game. But we'll do that after next week's episode, so we can try and see if we can find any other players for that.
I think that is just out of curiosity, Blink. Is that first print run of AD&D you've got then, or
No,
close?
that's Dungeons and Dragons. The red
Oh,
box.
yeah, sorry. So that might be second print run because
Yeah.
that
So.
might be.
Oh, Hegemon Hammer has played Chainmail. Ah, that is interesting. I have not played Chainmail.
I've heard of it. I've never met someone who's played it. There.
That is way before my time.
I was in
That was my time. Nope.
Oh yeah. Well, you are a couple of years older than I am.
Yeah.
Or at least older than I claim to be.
Yeah.
Ah. Right. Yeah, much fun as the banter is, I do believe we need to let these people sleep and get ready for their next days, despite the ongoing coronavirus episodes. Hope to see you guys next week for the next Babylon 5 episode and the final episode before the untimely hiatus.
Yep.
But hopefully we'll get back to the Babylon 5 in the summer. I do believe the attempt is to get back into it by June. But we'll see what happens.
That is my goal.
That is the goal, and hope to see you guys next week on the same Babylon channel.
Yo.
Bonus
Bye-bye.
nachos, everyone.
Bonus nachos.
Bye.